It's Friday. Do you know where your IT pros are? We don't. It's Patch and Switch. And now, two guys who finally decided to show up at the same time for their own freaking podcast. If I took as much vacation as these guys did, you'd never hear me. It's Patch and Switch.
I swear he's gotten more surly over the years.
So, his check bounced.
Oh, no. No way.
Yeah, you forgot to do the deposit.
Oops, I have...
Yeah.
That's
Got
rough.
to fix that.
I mean, he hasn't been around for a while. Like, there you go. Thank you.
Well, you were never here, so why should I have you on cam? Here, we'll just fix that. And, there we go. All right, there we go. Hi, everybody.
There we go.
What's
Very
even
nice.
happening?
So, I was about to say, like, we pay him on a per episode basis.
Well,
And,
but it's for 2 episodes before, right? So he's a little behind.
Right. So it just finally came to fruition that we realized that we hadn't paid him yet, or at least transfer his $3.80 in Canadian Tire money to the proper account. Undisclosed, small, unmarked bills.
It's unmarked bills. What is up with the title of the show?
I didn't even see what it was. It's so long. Like, I didn't even know when the last time is we did a show. Was it like last year?
I think you did a show, right?
I did a tested in production with Jared, or was it Pierre?
It was
Jared.
This title's from like the when I did it with Jared, huh?
Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just was wondering why Joey is level 100. I don't remember that conversation. They're not wrong.
Yes,
They're not wrong. They are not wrong.
But it's a Friday. We survived the week. We're back. We're here. I did an episode of AZ Update this morning, so I'm already on my 4th coffee.
Did you have the news? Did you do the news?
We had 4 items of news that we covered in great detail. Did you not watch the show? You didn't see it?
Are you kidding?
What?
I'm still in bed at that time.
But we were talking about like Kerberos authentications now possible inside of Azure Bastion. We talked about Azure Backup.
As much as that kills all of us, yes.
And we have Azure Backup now for Blob with metrics, which is kind of cool. A VoIP. Ever heard of VoIP before?
As in voice over IP?
No. Bring your own IP. VoIP.
Why are we doing... Okay.
We have VoIP as well, which is kind of cool. Now available, just in case. Back in the old days. What else? What else can I talk about?
Bring your own IP.
Bring your own IP, just in case.
Okay.
Some apps, they need to talk to very specific IP addresses, and for the way that they're coded. Those coders like to put in hard-coded IP addresses sometimes.
If only there was some sort of service that allowed us to use like a name and then resolve that to an IP address, right?
I think it would. I bet you'd be unbreakable. If that was the case,
it would be 100% uptime. It would never go down.
It's better than load balancing. Tell you, better than load balancing.
Actually, what it should be is core and fundamental to load balancing. That's what it should do.
Yes. Yeah. Right. So anyway, lots of fun. My good friend Rod Trent on the security team with me. I'm not on the security team. I'll just preface that. I'm not on the security team. But Rob is there helping me out doing the show today because Pierre Roman is actually driving his daughter and some other 20-something friends, just not 20 friends in the car, but like 20-year-old people in the car, to Montreal, 2-hour drive. And he's like, Rick, I'm going to be the cranky old guy and force them to listen to my podcast, which is what they listen to on the way there. So he's probably listening to this on the way back if he knew it was good for him.
Chuck says, bring your own IPA.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah,
that could work because it was International Beer Day yesterday. Did you know that?
It was International Beer Day. Yes. Beers internationally.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I didn't make any beer. I did drink some beer though.
I did. I had an IPA yesterday.
It's the law. You have to. When it's International Something Day, whatever that something day is, you must partake.
Except for International Haggis Day.
Yeah, I've partaken in the haggis. It's an acquired taste. It's not as bad as like Vegemite or
Vegemite's okay. Vegemite's not the worst thing, right?
No, I don't know. I'm a fan. I like sausages.
Like sausage. Okay, fair enough. Good morning to Andy, TRP 8472. Good to see you. Fuel Snobbles in the house. Vizio MVP, as per norm, here accounted for. Johnny Chips with a Z is gracing his presence, which is amazing. I don't know why he slums down at these levels. Like, he's like top tier streamer now.
Top tier streamer, and apparently I am on the fourth ring of his influencers that he listens to and engages with.
The fourth
I just
ring.
edged out Elgato, so we're in the fourth ring. I don't even think you made it at all.
No,
So-
I probably didn't. No, I have no influence.
I got to close some blinds. I can't. I feel like I'm inside some kind of heavenly office somewhere. Hang on a second.
I was just saying that you look like you're in a clean room.
I know, eh? It's crazy.
And I know that office is not clean.
Step one, boys and girls, always make sure that you have no backlights behind you.
Exactly. Fuel Stop is saying audio issues and video issues. It's a patch and switch show. True.
that
PowerShell 101. Good to see you. Good morning, afternoon. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. The shadiest of pandas being shady as normal.
Nice.
They're talking about Halo things. They're talking about video games being turned into movies.
The Halo show.
series, doesn't that debut this weekend?
It debuted
last
2 weeks
weekend,
ago,
wasn't it?
2 weeks ago.
or a couple weeks
Third
ago.
episode
See?
this week.
I've upset my dog. I'm sorry. I have to leave it open a bit.
Bailey, yeah, you got to deal with that. Aspen Forster is in the house, as is J-Flow, but more importantly, Cooper's here, having just had a big old spoonful of peanut butter. Cooper watching the program as usual.
Nice.
Let's see, who else do we have to say hello to? Did we say hello to Johnny Chips with a Z? We did, because I'm on his ninth. I'm in the ninth ring of non-influencers, so that's how far I am. Let's see. Absolutely in the house. Threw up the word haggis and Marmite. That's a combination I'm not quite sure anybody is prepared for.
That combination just sounds like trouble.
But you can have it on a nice piece of toast, I think.
Why would you do both, though?
Actually, I had haggis the last time I was in Scotland, and I liked it. I liked it.
I didn't. I'm not a fan.
I understand.
Robbie Burns Day. That's the only time I eat it. Again, one of those required things.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Hey, we're back.
I'm trying to figure out the moderator view. I don't know where the chat is anymore.
Well, I am not in moderator view, but I do see the chat at least.
Nice.
Oh, Fuel Snob, Licorice, the Great Divider. Are we a fan of licorice?
Yes. So I don't know about you, but this is very much I think very much a British thing. But I remember every year my grandma used to give us a bag of licorices that were like fancy ones with like a ball with little teeny tiny blue balls all over it, and then like a jelly roll style one, and then pieces like literally it's like fine licorice from Britain or something like that. So that was a staple every single year. That was I don't even know what it's called, what kind of stuff it is. I'm sure that the folks in the UK would talk about it, but it was an assorted bag of treats that you knew if it was on the table, it was probably about 3 months old. Still one would eat it.
I am a fan of licorice, both red and green. Sorry, not red and black.
Green. What the hell's green licorice?
Well, when the licorice is in the sun, it looks kind of green, right? The black licorice. But anyway, J-Flow just says only red. There are comments in the chat. You have some lens flare or some dust on your lens because it's like
I know.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
I think it's dust on the lens. I'm using a new Elgato face cam in my thing up here.
Okay.
And it's not happy. And the 9 o'clock dog walkers are now walking in front of my house downstairs, and the dogs are exploding.
Alert. Our good friend the Guar says only black licorice. Absolutely says all sorts. Let's see. Absolutely, it doesn't get better with age. No, licorice doesn't get better with age.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So you've got dust on the lens. That's the issue
So
there.
apparently I have dust in the lens, or potentially because this is my prompter glass. It might be that I have some prompter glass dust.
Yeah, I think so. I think you do.
I don't have anything to do any lens cleaning with. I feel bad, so I'll just leave it as it is. And you guys, I'll try to stay out of the area of dust.
Haribo, nice tweets. Haribo, yeah, you do the gummies, right? Haribo is the gummies.
Yes, gummies are good.
Gummies are good. Yeah.
See if I can get something cleaned out there.
Johnny Chips with the Z licorice, only one covered with a sweet coconut pink ring.
What?
I don't know what those candies are. Are those some magical UK candy?
Must be.
What are you?
Must be.
Yeah. Anisis. Tastes like licorice.
Oh man.
Oh, the Guar says Double Zout, double salt licorice. Wait. Okay, so there's salt and caramel. Is salt and licorice a thing? I'm learning things.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never seen. New to me.
I'm asking chat, which is fun because it's really fun to ask a question when there's like a 30-second delay until chat actually answers.
Yeah, we have to fill gracefully with time until they actually come up with something. So
you know, anything graceful for the two of us doesn't really happen.
Does not exist.
No.
Does not exist.
No.
I had to watch some internal training recently. Sorry, I have to go off on a rant. Sort of a little bit of what he'd been doing lately, kind of thing from the trenches. But I've been watching some internal training recently that, has an emphasis on using your hands and keeping them in front of you in strategic positions, but only doing awkward hand movements so that you appear natural. And I'm
hands at 10 and 2. Is that what we're doing?
I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready to how can we make a recommendation to replace the training that we have to do? Because it's really bad. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Stuff.
Yeah.
You absolutely can tell when anyone on camera has gone through this particular vendor's training on how to do public speaking. Well, I'll see. We shouldn't talk because I don't know if you want to have us as public speakers doing events.
No,
wait, we do that.
So I don't know that I've ever told the audience the story. I know I've told you the story, but the very first time I went through the speaker training offered to us at the Death Star here, I was told that I need to come up with some way to grab the audience's attention.
Oh, nice.
Hold on a second.
The fact that you're like 6'12" with hair doesn't grab their attention.
And a big booming voice, and I actually, have some sort of energy and so on and so forth, right? When I'm on stage.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I don't want any HR violations due to grabbing of audiences. Okay.
Nice.
No. I need to.
As a producer, I'm drawing the line.
To get the audience's attention, I needed to perhaps share some sort of funny story.
I don't know if you'd be able to recount a funny story on demand.
An anecdote per se, or perhaps a joke. So, and when I did said training, I was I was in one of the Microsoft conference rooms, which would maybe hold 20 people.
Yeah.
And I'm standing up front going, really? You don't think that? Okay. Computex asks, is there a Microsoft Toastmasters Club? Yes, I believe there is. I am not a part of it. Have you done Toastmasters? Have you done the Toastmasters?
I have never done Toastmasters.
Yeah, I haven't either.
We've done Toastmasters, but we have an internal speaker community that we're part of. And it was actually created by a good friend of ours, Tasha.
Yes.
GB.
Yes.
She asked me to join in and help out as well, and others, and it's just grown naturally. We offer people the ability to review abstracts, suggest titles, workshop ideas. Different people present on different technologies that they're working on for being able to deliver storytelling, to be able to go in and to craft and work on their craft of storytelling. And peer reviews, as well as even soliciting and looking for speakers for events and stuff like that. So it's good fun.
Aspen Forster asks, who would ever let you two speak in public? We don't know. We haven't figured that one out yet. Dude, but they keep asking us, so we show up.
I think we need to do a conference where we're both speaking together again. Like, we haven't done a conference gig in ages.
We should absolutely do that. Foul Temper in the PDX says, you guys bring bacon donuts and energy drinks, people will show up. This is true. We have
tested
proof.
That theory, and it worked.
We have proof. We have tested that. That is absolutely that is absolutely something that's occurred. Computex posting way too many times. He got timed out.
Oh,
you got timed out for posting a link. Just a reminder: if you want to post a link, whisper it to a moderator.
J Shock, J Flow, they're all here. So I agree. I think we should absolutely do a presentation again together. Because those are always good fun. Because nothing ever goes wrong.
Ever.
Because I've never had to prop you up.
So
with a stool, as you have like a 228 degrees Celsius fever and can barely.
Tech Ed Barcelona, I remember that.
Yeah,
I literally had to sit on a stool because I didn't know if I'd be able to stand up anymore.
I can't believe you actually did the session. You did. We
had
the
no
demos,
choice.
But do you remember like actually speaking at all at that on that session?
Nope, not at all. But since you mentioned that one, I actually found the recording of that one.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, and I also found the recording of the equivalent version of that one that we did. That's way back in like 2014, I think it was.
Did they actually do video of Barcelona? Like, can you see you just like dying?
No. It's just the screen capture that they're doing, right?
Okay.
Screen capture and audio. For North America, same thing. But you and I were talking about stuff for real world skills of taking your on-premises technologies and working inside of a cloud environment. I think was the name of the part 1 and part 2.
Yes.
And I found that recording inside of some archives that I've been digging around to find content on. So they still exist, which is scary. They very much still exist.
Feel some attention. I poisoned all of your energy drinks and donuts. That should grab their attention. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Johnny Chips says that I got a video of you DJing at the 365 party. That was in Barcelona on the beach. That was chaos.
That was a little chaos.
That was fun. That DJ gig got a little bit chaotic. And then I ended up back at like 4 a.m. at the same place.
Remember again, looking back in the past, some pictures of us with Johnny Chips.
Johnny Chips with a Z.
Yes, in the early days. So
back in the day, in the days of doing those speaking things. How did we get on this topic, by the way? Oh, you went on a rant.
Because I was talking about speaker training that I've seen. There's just recently, it's so bad with the hands and the dead staring into the prompter to be able to read the script word for word. It's just shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Do you know what's really fun to do though when you're at the studio and you're doing these videos is when you send them a script and you start reading the first few lines and then you just completely talk about everything that's in the script, but you're not reading the words, and then watch the prompter operator.
The prompter is trying to
I'm watching it go up and I just sit and laugh. I go, yeah, so you're not going to find this?
Yeah. See, I think that's probably why they don't ask us to do stuff together, is because we're not purposely trying to screw around with people. It's just a more natural way to talk, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, I mean, look, I can read a prompter if I need to read a prompter and do that quite regularly. It's just fun. Having a prompter during a demo, I don't know.
I don't see how that works.
Well, I understand it, right? Because if you are not maybe as comfortable in front of a camera, maybe not trained in doing this, or maybe it's your first time doing the demo, maybe it makes sense. I don't understand, because if you're walking through somebody and you're doing clicky things, how do you read the prompter and do clicky things? I do not have that skill. I don't know if you have that skill. I don't have that skill. You're lucky I'm clicking the right button and zooming in at the right time. That's that low bar, right?
A low bar.
Yeah.
Sorry for derailing the first half of the show.
No, it's okay, because that was actually one of the From the Trenches stories I was going to tell. But we should probably start the show. I mean, we can do that.
You got
now.
it, man.
Yeah. So we'll talk about From the Trenches, which is the things that we are doing in our day jobs. So as I mentioned, I just recorded a demo video for the. I've mentioned this before. The wizards to enable conditional access multi-factor authentication.
That's cool.
So we have multiple options for you to do that, both for your admins and your users. One method is by using the new conditional access templates, and then the other method is a wizard that's based on those templates. So I did a video demonstrating the wizard and kind of some of the cool things that are in the wizard. I think it's a short little 4 or 5 minute video. I have a couple slides in it, talk to the prompter a little bit, and then jump right into the demo. So that was a lot of the work that I've done. What have you been doing?
Was that all from the home studio, or did you go in someplace?
I was actually told that the home studio is not professional enough.
The audio quality sucks. What? The camera doesn't have the right level of bokeh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they wanted me in the actual studio. So I went to the actual studio and came in and
like the big studio, the one we normally work in?
No, it was the learning studios that were right over there by the Channel 9s.
Ah, the learning studios. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
So
they're very particular about the content from the learning studios. Very particular.
Except for when you ask them, so okay, feedback, do I need to do this thing? And they just stare at you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Coolness. For me on my team, some of the stuff we've been doing recently, one of the things we did was we've recreated something that we had a while ago, back when we were able to do in-person stuff, where we've invited engineering team members to come and basically do presentations and chats with the team, like an internal NDA, not necessarily roadmap, but other kind of cool stuff like that. Not necessarily MVP stuff, but other cool stuff like that. So basically give us the insider baseball from a strategy perspective, from a where we're going perspective, and also like where can we help out, what can we do? Because part of our roles as advocates is working with product teams to get messages out, but then also take feedback from people to bring things back in again. I'm not going to talk about the topic that we talked about, but we did have, and I'm going to name drop here, Jeff Woolsey, the Jeffsters, coming and chatting with us. He presented literally for the full hour because he had, how Jeff talks. He's just so excited about everything he talks about. And he does not do the hand training. Like it's just to mention, I will mention he is a natural. He does not do the hand training. So that's good. But he was just so excited, because he's always excited to talk about stuff, because he is genuinely excited. Talking about a bunch of stuff. So it was cool. I had him in this week chatting with the team, which was good. Then we have some Q&A discussions and stuff like that. You and I teased the idea of actually having him on the show for some real work type stuff.
Well, we actually had him scheduled. He was absolutely scheduled to be here on a Friday.
Yeah. And then it just didn't work.
It just wasn't a Friday that the show was happening.
Right. And we could not have him on testing in production, because you don't test in production with Jeff Woolsey.
No.
So,
no. No.
So I think we should try to schedule him again. Like our people will talk to his people to see if we could do something and actually have a guest on the show, so people can get some more valuable content, as opposed to just us rambling about stuff for a full hour.
People don't come to this show for valuable content.
Well, let's just say they know what they're coming for when they show up at
except
the show.
Except for the December episode when we have Rich Campbell on.
Yeah, then they come to listen to that sultry voice of Rich.
Yes. I mean,
He was just at a conference down in the Floridas, I do believe.
No, Vegas.
Was it? Oh, Vegas. That's right. I saw him introduce Mr. Jeff Teeper on stage and doing things. So,
fun fact: I was in Vegas while the conference was happening, and there were a lot of people there. I was.
You comped a pass? Did you see?
I had a little. Well, no, I mean, because well, that is his event, isn't it?
It is his event. You should have hit him up.
Well, so I was actually there doing family things. We'll get to that later in the program. But yeah, I had some serious fear of missing out because there was like an actual in-person IT conference there that I wasn't attending. But yeah.
Yeah, I saw our good friend Stephen Rose was doing some stuff.
Mr. Strose.
Advertising his swag.
We have not had Mr. Rose on the program probably in a decade.
Easily. Have you seen the swag that he was talking about during that episode?
No, I just saw his swagger because he's got a lot of swagger.
Well, his swagger precedes him for sure.
That is true.
It precedes and what's the opposite of precedes? It precedes and preceded.
Preceded.
Receded. Maybe it's precedes and recedes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, his swag were socks of him.
He's got Stephen Rose socks.
He has Stephen Rose socks for the podcast that he does on Teams deployment. And it's a logo of him with his guitar doing stuff. So, yeah, I'm like, I need to find me a pair of Stephen Rose socks because it would be just good to have Stephen Rose on my feet.
You're not wrong. You're not. Now I'm wondering why we don't have socks.
You know, patch and switch socks, I think could work. You know,
maybe
we could do socks.
We'd sell like 2 pair, one for me and one for you. That's it. That's
all. You know, we do the left sock as patch and the right sock,
the right sock
as switch.
Yeah.
And then you kind of mix them up, right? You don't know which one's what.
Yeah. J-Shock, I don't get the whole socks thing. Dude, I love my fancy socks. I always have crazy socks. I don't have just normal. Oh, Johnny Chips with a Z. He's going to create Johnny Chips with a Z socks.
Nice. So
they will outsell patch and switch socks by like 40-1.
Yeah. So and they have to have the Elgato logo on them. If we do patch and switch socks, we have to order 1,000 socks so that we can take them apart and match them up with just the patches and just the switches to be able to see which one people are taking the most. And have our own informal poll over patch or switch.
Is that what it is? Is you just put one in one bin, one in the other, and you see, do people get pairs of one or do they mix and match?
Well, they could choose, right? They could choose which one. We could see. I don't know. We could do some kind of a poll, I'm sure.
Fuel Shovel says patch and switch sucks. Makes sense. True. Not wrong. Not wrong. The Guar says socks are the best swag also.
Yeah, it used to be T-shirts. Now it's socks.
Well, look, I have identity socks. I got them.
Your socks have an identity crisis
in person. They do MFA. It's better than Fido socks. Can we get on that team?
No, it's MFA for multi-foot authentication.
Multi-foot authentication. Can we make them Fido tokens? Team Libby, can you get on that, please? Yeah. We've completely sidetracked.
Yeah.
J-Shock's, where's the shut off stream button? He's not.
Oh man.
Okay. We were talking about conference.
Yeah. Conference. We can also talk about virtual conference. I don't know about you, but there is the Windows hybrid world of work that happened on Tuesday. That's where I saw a lot of hand motions going on.
Okay.
Okay. But I will call out David Weston or Dwizzle is his Twitter handle.
Yes.
The dude is a VP of like chief hacking officer, he calls himself, for the Windows client. And he's actually showing you doing a fiddler network capture of traffic from a Teams app authenticating to a compromised website and showing you like the packets that are doing stuff wrong in an executive 20-minute video, which was hilarious. But then to top that, he literally captured the traffic between the TPM chip and the CPU on the bus to be able to show you and capture a BitLocker key being exchanged to be able to unencrypt the drive, and how our new Pluton chips that we're making with Silicon partners have them both basically side by side where there's no bus to be able to capture stuff. So hats off
to
Mr.
that's
Dwizzle. for some of these demos that he did in the
That's
session.
outstanding.
Even if he did have some of the hand motions going on, he tried to make it natural.
Well,
and we know that he's good enough to be able to do it. So cool stuff in there. I will call him out to that.
It happens. I mean, the executive training,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Did I see somebody posted and I got caught up in the conversation, and I saw somebody's going to Vegas and they're going to Black Hat. And
that's in August.
DEF CON. I'm trying to find.
Sorry.
I didn't see who posted it, and maybe it got deleted.
In Vegas right now, I think it's AltSecCon is going on. I saw Richard Vanover from the Veeams world is over there presenting.
Yes.
And I know DEF CON or Black Hat is taking place in August timeframe.
Oh, it's the Guar that's going. Yeah, so I'm terrified to go to that conference.
Basically, you put all your electronics inside a hermetically sealed bag inside of a Faraday cage in your room in the hotel.
No, you just leave it at home.
Don't even bother bringing it.
No, don't even bother bringing it.
Yeah. I have a friend that went to DEF CON a few years back, and she got a burner phone that was just a simple phone and it still got hacked.
Johnny Chips did you see what Johnny Chips with a Z just added for a word?
I did not.
This is not your show.
Nice.
Elgato.
Nice.
Not sponsored yet. Would be.
Not sponsored yet. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure that they want to. They've seen the content of this show, right? just yeah. Anyway.
I think they would be upset with my lens flares I got going on with the dust particles. Would not show off their product too well right now.
The Guar, don't use the Wi-Fi. You'll be on the board of shame. They have a board of shame.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They name and blame people that are having Wi-Fi with insecure environments.
Johnny Chips with a Z. I'll hook you up. Ha ha ha.
Nice. He's going to give us.
He knows a guy.
He's going to be able to hook us up with some stuff that all have the UK plugs.
Yep.
They can't use in the States.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, but I just got a DMCA notice from J.J. Abrams. Rick, we got to shut off your video. Too much lens flare.
Thanks. Well, I was going to say I can flare it up some more with some lights if I need to.
No, you're good. You're good. So my understanding, and the Guar, help us out here. Are you bringing any devices? Do you leave everything at home? I mean, because even my understanding is they even compromise hotel room keys.
Oh, I don't know how they do anything with the hotel, honestly.
I mean, that just terrifies me.
I think they actually have disclaimers in all the hotel rooms. Please don't mess with our stuff.
Yeah, I'm super. I mean, I love the event, and they do some amazing things, right? And some of their they do B-sides, right?
They do B-sides, yes.
Yeah.
I do know the person that I'm talking about. You may remember her. She was a federal agent, and she actually, when she checked in, she said, "I am a federal agent," so she didn't end up on the ones that try and hide and walk amongst the hackers and then get found out to be a federal agent and escorted out. She out in the open, "Hi, I'm a federal agent. It's okay. Talk to me."
Nice.
So the Guar, I do bring my Kali machine, then reformat when I get back. Do you bring any mobile devices? I mean, I guess though you don't really need it. I mean, you can live without mobile device. I don't know how one gets reservations in Vegas without a mobile device, but it's interesting. It's one of those events that I'm really keen because the security journey, right? You just keep going down the rat holes.
In Vegas, when you were there and you were seeing other people going up and doing things, is the Vegas Strip back as normal?
Yes.
Is it really just oblivious to anything else that's going on in the world?
So, yeah, I mean, you could definitely see that it was. I mean, it's not empty like it was before. It is not as packed as I've seen it.
So it's like
you can definitely see where there's choke points, right?
Yeah.
So there was absolute craziness near the Bellagio fountains, which there normally is. But the interesting part is it was One end was up by Cosmopolitan at that corner, that intersection there, that first section there, in front of the Bellagio, and then the other one was down by the bridge that connects to Caesars. But the center of the fountain show, wide open, nobody there, which made no sense.
People don't realize you could walk down to be able to get a better spot.
You're basically, right in the middle where the show is. Yeah, it was interesting.
Craziness.
It was craziness. Yeah. So, but in terms of, so there was a volleyball tournament occurring very close to our hotel. I think they said they were checking in 1,600 people into my hotel when we checked in. The good thing is we got there a little bit early and we're able to check in and get our room before that. So that's pretty good. I don't know that all of the shows have returned in full strength. It'll be very interesting to see like NAB, the National Association of Broadcasters, when that comes in. If that's larger, I don't know what the attendance is of the collaboration conf.
Did you check out the Adele show at all when you were in town?
No. So just might as well. So we were there for the kid. So my youngest was there. She had an opportunity to do a clinic with the back-to-back national champion Rebel Girls of UNLV, their dance team.
Oh yeah.
And then we toured the campuses of the UNLVs.
College visits then.
College visits, yeah.
Nice.
So it was there was no shows. I think we had dinner on the Strip at one place, and then everything else was kind of located off, looking at Vegas as a living destination versus a tourist destination. So even though we stayed on the Strip, the reason we stayed on the Strip is that got a deal on the hotel, so why not, right? But it was super cool, super fun. The campus is amazing. But so cool bit of information I learned. The tallest building on campus is 7 stories and will never be higher. There will never be a building on campus higher than 7 stories. It is in the flight path of McCarran Airport.
It used to be that here in Bellevue and in Redmond area, that you couldn't have a building higher than 5 stories, I think it was, because that was the tallest that you could get the fire truck ladders up.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a fire truck code that they had for why you had a limitation on the height. Hadn't heard of the airplane issue. That's interesting.
Well, and because it's less than a mile from McCarran, and some of the runways. I mean, you're right in the flight path.
Yep.
You're right in the flight path if they're departing that direction. So
understood. So, but while you're in Vegas and doing things like that, and also even over the last month or two, have you done any beer money stuff?
I've done any. No, there's not been a lot of support requests coming in. I think it's been super busy. We just haven't had to do any of the beer money stuff. What have you been doing beer money? I mean, I've had to support things because I keep breaking things. Right. You may notice that the lights are back on behind me. We've got the shapes, the nanoleaf shapes are running again.
I'm impressed. I don't remember you having your PC in view.
Oh yeah,
like it is now.
The PC's been in view since I got it.
I forgot.
Yeah, so you see, I've got the NZXT PC, and then I got the toolkit sitting on top of it, right? I fixed it, but. The culprit of my lights is just this little guy here.
What is it?
It's the controller.
Okay.
It's the controller. So this is the controller that runs everything, and it just had an issue. And that one little tiny piece caused all the pain and problems.
For me, it has been kind of a beer money thing. At Microsoft, we officially, on the first of the month, it was return to work or not based on your profile of how you wanted to be. So I had to clean out my office to make room for the Caitlins from Channel 9 Studios, because she somehow inherited my office, because I gave up my office to work from home.
She's big time. The fact that she got your office, that means she's big time.
I know. She's definitely big time. And I think Money G helped her out with Golnaz helped her out to be able to get the office. Anyway, super happy, glad she's got it. So I had to clean up my office. But that meant I was actually going to be 100% here in this office at home.
Yes.
And so I finally splurged and got myself the proper desk uplift legs for a standing desk. So I'm standing today. So
nice.
Walking around. I can dance. I can do all. You don't want to see me dance. So having to reconstruct the new desk, I decided to go easy, and I bought myself the countertop live edge pre-finished. Don't tell my woodworking friends, from Home Depot, because I needed to have a desk up and working quickly. So I did not buy the raw live edge slabs from various different places for thousands of dollars. I just went with the countertop. It's working great, but that's opened up a new discussion in my life of having to reposition all my hardware on my desk and do cable management, because I'm almost ashamed to post a picture of my new desk setup because I have not done cable management yet. All the cables are just hanging down the bottom because I'm not locked in and finalized where everything needs to be. So just in the corner of my frame, you see my old desk with my Xbox on it. And then out of frame is all the miscellaneous tools and pieces and wires and junk that's not being used. And then now I'm trying to figure out my appropriate layout of all my stuff that's up here, which also means I have to buy proper length cables because my cables are too long or they're too short. I got to go in and make sure I've got my audio all hooked up correctly and all that sort of stuff. So I took advantage of the time of the reconfiguration to try out the Elgato Facecam as my main camera. And that's one of the reasons why I've got some dust particles and flares.
Yeah,
going on,
you need to wipe
because I took the shroud off and had to change the camera out. So obviously some dust got in under the shroud. So I'll take a mental note to go off and change.
Also probably need to work a little bit on the aperture.
Yeah, the aperture needs to be tuned in. Normally I would have some UV blocking film on my windows to block out some of the sunlight, but my wife made me take it down.
Okay.
I guess she didn't like the black tinted windows in the front, looking at the house from the outside and have one set of windows look like it was
Fair enough.
all the light was being blocked by tinfoil, the high quality houses that have that. So I think she asked me to take it down. So I don't know if I can put it back up again yet or not.
I don't think it's going to be allowed to be put back on.
So
no, sorry.
That's the minimal stuff that I got going on for things like that.
I have the nice stand sit desk. I haven't done the standing thing in a little bit just because I do so much video stuff that you have to adjust it right when I'm standing versus when I'm sitting. But man, the cables, like chaos just says my cables are a mess. So many chargers, everything else. Cable management
closets are one thing, but like desk setups for me just take extra time to do.
Yeah, my cable management needs some work here. I tried. I did well for a while, and then, adding things, changing things. I tried to use the Go XLR. I did it on one show, I think, with Jared a couple weeks ago to do both the audio on the laptop as well as on the big machine.
Yeah.
And I used the outputs and inputs, but I had this crazy. Even though I have a noise. Like the electronic interference filter on one end of the setup, I was still getting a lot of noise coming out of the laptop.
That's weird.
Or going into the laptop. So I couldn't get rid of that. So I just went ahead and went just straight. The great thing about this microphone is it does both USB and XLR, and it can do it simultaneously. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Very nice. I'm still sticking with my lav. So my lav is my good old Shure hypercardioid lav that plugs into my Go XLR, and it works quite well for muting the noise outside of the office.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I don't mind having the microphone here. And the other thing is when I'm not using it, I just move it out of the way, because what I often found is that I'd have the lav and I would just continuously rip it off of me when I'd get up to turn around and walk out.
So I've got a long enough cable I can kind of walk around.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I probably should have done that. Yeah. J Flo says I bundled all my desk cables and got it all nicely cleaned up. Then one of the things that I want to do is I'm going to get some of those boxes that you put on the ground to hide the surge protectors.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and get some of the I want to say shroud. For some reason, shroud is just the word that came into my head, but some of the covering that you put over the wires that run from one end of the room to the other. So yeah.
Very cool, man.
So I really should work on that. I'll get to it.
With it being National Beer Day, like from a beer talk perspective,
beer.
You said you partook. What did you have as a pint?
I had a Bodhisattva yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
On the trip, in the Vegases, oddly enough, the lack of local beer there is a little frightening.
I still feel there is a big opportunity. Maybe not on the Strip, obviously, but there's an opportunity to actually get some half decent beer creations in that area.
Yeah, so I went to a place that was something like public school or PS 702 public school or something, and it's one of these kind of higher end, pub type concept restaurants, right? And they had a nice little tap list, and then everything from Nevada was in kind of the Pilsner Lager range.
It's because it's hot there.
Well, I know, but even though I was warm, I really, really wanted an IPA, so I ended up getting the Ballast Point.
Yeah. Coming all the way back up north.
Ballast Point is California, right? So, but they did have a ton of Oregon and Washington beer.
Oh, yeah.
At most of the places, but I'm like, wow, I'm here. I wanted to try something, but unfortunately, they just the one IPA that they had the Ballast Point Sculpin, which is the grapefruit one, which I really enjoy that one. So yeah,
nice.
Yes, J Shock, thank you. Split sleeving, that's exactly what it is. Yes, cable sleeves. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have a large order that I had last year that I've been using on my desks, and now I'm going to use in the Jayhawk once I start getting it wired up.
Nice.
For the travels this summer.
Oh, J Flo's posted cable management to his Insta.
Jayhawk and J-Shock and the Jayhawk.
J-Shock and the Jayhawk. That's it.
Dude, that looks good. Well done.
That is.
Mr.
That does
J-Flo.
look excellent.
Looks really nice. It's really nice.
Oh,
what have you been? What did you partake in?
I was paying homage to our friends over at BBC because I just recently picked up a couple of 6-packs. So I was drinking the Citra.
You asked me. This was the funniest.
I know, because I'm not used to the label. That's what kind of threw me, right? It looked very
You're like, well, I
grapefruity.
like this. We're sitting there because we did go down there together to grab.
Yeah, we went down there together to have some, but it was very much along the lines of like I did not recognize the label. It looked like they were overselling the grapefruitiness.
When he had a pint of it 2 weeks before.
Yeah, no, we definitely had it on. We definitely have had it on the taps, but for some reason I just had a mental blocker that's going to be too grapefruity. But I was wrong. You were right. Okay,
it's good.
Please,
isn't it?
Please note it is 8:48 a.m. on April 8th, and Joey Snow was right.
It's 9:48.
And I will acknowledge it.
It's 9:48. 9:48, not 8:48.
Yeah. Is it 9:48? Oh, it is 9:48.
Okay. Don't worry, Rick. I've clipped it, so it's forever in the channel.
It's remembered on Clip Talk for perpetuity.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Yes. Have you done any beer money other than your own?
Other than my own, not for anyone else at this point in time. I'm going to be trying to do some work with my dad. My dad back home in New Brunswick, way over there, has got some internet issues. He's moved from one apartment into a different apartment and trying to get internet provider hooking up correctly. I think he's finally realized he no longer needs to have a landline anymore. So my childhood phone number will become available once again.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And I still have it memorized, so I don't know what to do. So I'm like, is it really worth having the landline just to have that phone number? We'll see.
You could always transfer that phone number to your cell phone.
See, I've heard of transferring it to a VoIP option. I haven't actually heard of transferring it to an actual cell phone, unless the cell phone's got a VoIP client on it. So possible. I think that they have them regulated so that they keep cell phones separate from landlines. I could be completely full of crap though. But
hold on, Computex, do we need to fact check this one?
Which one?
So Computex just posted in chat, says Seth Beer of the Arizona Diamondbacks hit a walk-off home run on National Beer Day. Wait, what?
That's interesting.
Hold on, I'm fact checking this.
Okay, you can check that one out. While you're talking about that, I will mention for those that are in the home brewing side of things.
Sure, you did.
We have a what's known as the Big Brew Day coming up on May the 7th, I do believe. Where people get together and do brewing in garages and places around the world to come together and learn how to homebrew. Years ago, we did a live stream of us brewing beer. I'm not volunteering to do that again, but I think we definitely should be getting together to make some beer because it's been far too long. And
do you know what's
empty.
The theme? Do you know what the theme is?
You're doing an American lager. So they're doing a lager as one of the brews because they normally do two different brews. So one's an American lager. And again, I'm completely out of beer in my taps in my garage. So I need to go off and make some. So be forewarned, I'll be calling a Beer Team 6 meeting in the near future to be able to go off and make some beer. Probably have some photos posted on the socials.
Streaming while making beer is difficult.
It takes a lot of effort.
It does.
Yeah, we'll see.
Have we covered all the segments of the show?
We literally have, except for random spending. Like we're ahead of time. I don't know what it is.
Random spending. Have you random spent lately?
I've spent randomly far too much.
Yeah.
Especially if you ask my wife, I've definitely spent randomly far too much. I traded in my motorcycle.
Wait, what?
And I bought a new motorcycle.
Wait, so when did this happen?
It's like a couple of weeks ago. So my Triumph Scrambler is no more.
I mean, I know I haven't been around much, but you'd think this would be news that I know.
Yeah, so and I now have a new motorcycle. I went with a KTM dual sport motorcycle. So
that just a small upgrade.
Just a small upgrade. So I picked up a KTM. And part of that also is the different farkles that go on it. Farkles is the term for all the different gadgets you put on your motorcycle.
Like, what are you doing? Rhinestoning the thing or what?
So, you got panniers that go on the side for luggage. You've got crash bars because I need to have a motorcycle with crash bars for some strange reason.
Let's go back to the security video of you trying to leave on your motorcycle trip.
Yes, that could work. We have a clip of that one there.
Yeah.
And then, auxiliary lights and other safety features and that sort of stuff. So I've been spending on that, but I've been asked to stop spending on that stuff.
Do you have RGB on it?
There is no RGB, but I will say I did buy auxiliary lights that go on the front for high beams, and they have a running halo ring on the center of them. Which is kind of neat. It's a safety feature. It is. Okay. You need to be visible.
Well, how do you get FPS on your motorcycle if you don't have?
Yeah, you would only get 15 FPS if you didn't have the halo ring lights. So now I'm at least up to 30. So but I'm not going for the 120 hertz. I'm going for the 240 hertz. So
when you turn on those lights, do you hear the halo theme as you're going down the road?
Again, I really need to watch that.
Different Halo. Different
Halo. TV series. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I need to watch it as well. I haven't either.
I'm not just talking the TV series. I'm talking the game.
Well, of course.
You have the
choral singing. It's like, we could do that. So yeah, that's been kind of my random spend that's been shut down. So
I can see why.
Yeah,
it was shut down. Yeah, absolutely. Random spent on a trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We've been, you know what? Actually, kind of a bit of beer money and maybe a little bit of random spending has been my daughter's high school softball team. I am streaming those to a private group for parents to be able to watch, parents and friends. And two things with that. We use a service that streams it to the Facebooks and others. We got DMCA issues all the time because of the walk-up music that people use. We don't use walk-up music, but other people do. And Facebook will mute you and or block you from doing it in the future. My solution for it was to pair my Bose headphones to the phone and then use the mute button whenever the music starts to basically mute the mic from remote. I don't have to be standing next to the streaming device to be able to do it. So that's kind of like a beer money fix for being able to fix it. And then random spending is we have a pretty funky, there's like a whole industry on how to mount cameras to backstops for games.
Wait, what? There's an entire industry around this?
It's literally a whole industry of this. And I have this really cool one that's called the Spider because it has these arms that you attach up to different points to be able to cinch it in tight and then balance your phone inside of it. So it's all been working quite well to be able to watch. But here's the trick. You have T-Mobile, I believe, correct?
I do, yes.
They cap your upload speeds. And they also cap your download speeds so that you don't use all of the bandwidth when you're streaming video on your phone to be able to watch Netflix and other stuff like that, or the new Halo series on your phone. You can actually turn off that cap. I just found out through an interesting forum post. If you actually go into your T-Mobile account and you turn on, give me the full high def experience for download streaming, it also affects your upload speeds.
Oh,
so I'm no longer limited with my upload speeds.
Interesting.
However, I'm chewing the crap out of my bandwidth limits.
Well, of course you are. Yeah.
For the giggies. But yeah, pretty cool stuff I just figured out.
I love the stream. One of the issues with the software is when it drops and then it comes back. So like I know some of these softball fields are like out in the middle of nowhere and there's no connections and such. It's just when you see, somebody's up to bat and there's two on, right, and nobody out, and then the next thing you know, there's like, it's 4-1. The other team is batting, right?
Yeah. Haven't worked out that problem just yet. We're trying to work on that one there.
No, it's a data. I mean, I get it's a data thing. If you're out in the middle, I mean, certain schools I know, they're up on the plateau and they may not necessarily have all the data, so it's all good.
Right. Absolutely.
It's all good. No, I love the streams. And in fact, one of my favorite features of this is that it's available for replay instantly.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of times, because this year, this has been the challenge for me this year. Normally, so last season, I think I only missed 2 home games. And this season, I've not yet been to a home game.
But say, I haven't seen you at all, man.
Well, it's because the game started at like 3 p.m.
Yeah, I know, because it's crazy. It's getting better.
Or even yesterday's was at 5, right? And I had a late meeting on Thursday, so it's hard. But what's cool is that I can start to watch it, and then like if I need to say commute home or something, and when I get home, I can quickly get caught up. Or this morning, I'm like, oh, I need to go back and watch it. That killed me. 2 on, 1 out. In the bottom of the 7th and couldn't get home, and I'm just like, just get one more person. I wanted because it was the bottom of the lineup. I'm like, just get on base, and then let 21 and 17 come up and clean up everything, or 15 if she got there, right? It was like, yeah.
It was good. It was a good game.
Needed to get
Very
to the
exciting
top
to watch.
Couldn't do it. But the game before, in the bottom of the 7th. And your daughter gets up and knocks a 2-run shot, and I don't know if they've gone back and had to replace the grass where that hit went, because I'm pretty sure it's all burned now, because that was a heck of a ground ball that she knocked out there to tie the game.
As a proud papa moment, which is also very sad because it involves random spending. She's broken the last 2 bats that we just bought her for this season. So,
are you serious?
They're already broken.
They're aluminum.
She's too strong for the bat. bat manufacturer said she needs to move down to a drop 9, a drop 8, or whatever the heck that means. So yeah, she's using and exceeding the college level bats at this point in time.
Wow.
So a little crazy. But hey,
Crazy.
on a happy note, we have words to pick, my friend.
We do, but first, Computex says the first episode of Halo is free on YouTube. Okay, we're going to get caught up on the Halo series. I need to do this. I just got caught up on F1 Season on the Brink, and I just got angry again.
Yeah, it happens.
But did you see F1's going to Vegas?
What?
F1's coming to Vegas.
Oh, nice.
Makes sense. They aren't going to Russia.
On the strip.
They're going to Vegas because they're not going to Russia.
This is true. All right. Do we have words?
We've got words. We got lots of words.
What are the words? I've seen some of the words.
They can vote on the words besides just nominate them, eh?
We've got haggis, licorice, stare, socks, Elgato, stale, dust, hand training, another socks. This one with an S. The first one's with a Z. Multi-foot authentication, Ric Flair, woo, shroud, shrewd, what the farkle, and Halo.
Nice. What do you think?
Oh, hi, Rosie. Sorry, the dog came in.
Rosie came in for the stream.
Some of these words. I mean, licorice has to be one.
Yeah.
Licorice hand training, Farkle.
Either Farkle
what the
or
Farkle.
Halo.
It's what the Farkle.
Licorice hand training Halo.
Well, okay, I could do Halo. I could do that. Yeah,
I think you gotta do Halo. I got to pay homage to the Halos.
Yeah.
Licorice hand training Halo. There we go.
That has been said. Where's the band?
The band? They're right there.
Around?
And with that, mercilessly, we've come to the end of another Fashion Switch program. The audience is like, "Oh God, it's over! Thank goodness." No, listen, it was great to be back. It's fun to have a full program, a normal programming, as they say. So thanks everybody who tuned in and participated in the chats. Like, it's loading. Like absolutely. Aspen Forrester, apparently another random IT guy has been around, has his
nice.
As his A10. Big Damn Judge has been around. Computex. Let's see. Fair Brit, Foul Temper, the PDX, Fuel Stobble, Johnny Chips with a Z, K. McFerrin, PowerShell 101, the Shadiest of Pandas, Jaguar, TRP 8472, Pros Visio MVP, J-Flow, everybody else who's joined us. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. We're back in a fortnight. Until then, have a weekend, everybody.
The band wanted another play of the song.
They're just trying to make up for lost time.
Yeah, they didn't have enough plays.
Basis, right?
Exactly. They needed another performance to get more money out of us.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on mute. What?
Hello, 2022. Joey, you're on mute.
I'm on mute. You can't hear me. I'm on mute. I'm not here.
It's just, the band is now talking about doing it again. I think we're cutting them off.
The show is over. Turn it off.
You gotta cut them off.
They're saying the audio's still on.
What?
We're frozen? Uh-oh. Let it go, everybody. Just let it go.